Alright, so in this video we are going to be solving the following problem using a recursive strategy. And the problem is we're given a string and we want to count the number of consonants, that is non-vowel letters, that are present in the string. So vowel, if you recall, is any letter that is A, E, I, O, U. So as long as we encounter a letter and the letter is not one of those characters, then the letter is a consonant. And we want to count the number of consonants in a given string. So an example here is this string here, ABC space DE. So the only vowels in this are E, and that looks like it's it. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 consonants in this string here. And likewise, in this string over here, there appear to be, I believe, 11 consonants in this string because there are 5 vowels. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vowels in the string. So we want to go through the string and determine what the number of consonants in that string is. So what we'll be primarily concerned with in this video is a recursive strategy to solve this problem, but as a stepping stone, we will also consider an iterative solution, just because that may be a more natural way in which you can think about solving this particular problem. And with that said, let's go ahead and try to dive into solving this problem iteratively. So the general approach, and before I maybe go into this approach, I would encourage you to pause the video at this point and to try to solve this problem yourself if you've not seen this problem before and you're trying to go through these series of videos to maybe hammer home certain points for recursion, whether you're preparing for an interview or in a class. The best way to learn is by doing, so I encourage you to pause the video and give it a try on your own. If you get stuck, then you can feel free to start the video again. It's really important though that you at least pause and try it yourself just to see how far you can get. It's no problem if you can't solve it, but the important part is that you try. Okay, so we're going to solve this first with an iterative solution, and the approach for that is to do the following thing. So we're essentially just going to loop character by character in each of these strings, and if any of the characters that we encounter are alphabetic and they're not vowel, then we're going to count them as being a consonant. So what we can do, at least to distinguish whether or not it is a vowel, is we can define a list. So this vowel list is going to be, or we can even define, let's say rather, a string. And this string is going to contain A, E, I, O, U. And what we'll do is we'll check as we loop through if any of the characters, if the character that we're specifically on, if it's in that string, then we know it's a vowel, so it's therefore not a consonant. And likewise, if it's not in that string, then we know that it's consonant. So that's one way we can check for that. And for checking for, I guess one thing that we want to also check is to make sure that we're checking this on a letter, not just a space. So for instance, here we can loop through over here, and this space character is not in the vowel list, but it's definitely not a consonant because a consonant is not a space. So we also want to be sure that we're checking that the character that we're on is alphabetic. So that's one thing we're going to check for. And we're also going to convert the letter that we're on, if it is indeed alphabetic letter, we're going to check if it is lowercase. We're going to convert it to lowercase, so that way we can check just a single case. So that way we can kind of normalize the text that we're looking at. All right, so that's a lot there. Let's go ahead and break that down and write that into a function. So we're going to create this function called iterative count consonants. Consonants. Oh man, I always consonants. There we go. Jeez. Okay, so that takes in an input string, and what we're going to do is we're going to have a variable which we'll call count at the very beginning, which is going to keep a cumulative count of all the consonants that we encounter. And what we'll do is we'll loop through the strings. So for I in range length of the input string that we're given as input, what we're going to do is we're going to check a few things. So if the input string at the index that we're on dot lower, let's say not in vowels. So basically what this is checking is it's checking is the character that we're on not in the vowel list, and we're normalizing whatever that is to be lowercase, so that way we can just check that specific case instead of checking both upper and lowercase. And let's see, I think there is, since this is a function, open close parentheses. And there's also something else we want to check. The input string of I also is an alphabetic character. So alpha is a function that Python provides to us that lets us know is the thing that we're looking at, is that a alphabetic character. So if both those things are true, then it's a consonant. So we're going to go ahead and increase the count by 1, and then as we go through, we're going to return that count. So that's a pretty straightforward way to solve this problem using an iterative solution. But of course, the focus of this video series is to hammer home the concept of recursion and to figure out how to use that concept to solve problems such as this in the setting of an interview or just in real life if you ever want to use recursion to solve a problem. Obviously, it's a very important concept in computer science. So let's go ahead and define a recursive prototype for this function. So we'll say recursive count consonants, and this will take an input string just like the iterative one did. And let's think through what we're going to do. So let's actually go ahead and step through a recursive strategy for solving this problem. And if you haven't seen another video in this series, which is calculating the length of a string recursively, it's going to follow a very similar type of approach. So if you haven't seen that video, I recommend you give that a watch. And otherwise, we'll just step through the solution here. So basically, in any recursive function, there's two things that we need to care about. One is the base case, and the other is the recursive call, so our recursive case. And basically every time we call the function recursively, the recursive case is working its way down further and further to that base case. So what we're going to do is we're initially going to pass in to the function, the recursive function, this whole string here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to check if the first character of this thing that we're passing in, does this have the traits that we're looking for? Namely, is it a consonant? So we'll check if the first character of this string, so namely this is the first character that we'll be passing in, this L here. This is the first character of the string that we're passing in rather. We'll say, is the lowercase of this thing in the vowel list? If it's not in the vowel list, and also is it an alphabetic character? So if we have the same conditions of this if statement here, we know it is a consonant, and therefore what we'll do is we'll return 1 plus the recursive call to this function. What is the recursive call? We pass in the remaining part of the string, because basically we've processed the first element of that string already, and so now we call the function again with what is remaining, which is the remaining part of the string. And we do the same thing. We say, okay, now since we pass in the remaining part of the string, our first character is U. And we do the same thing. Is this a consonant? We check our cases. If this is a consonant, then we'll return 1 plus the recursive call. Otherwise, we'll just return the recursive call with the remaining part of the string. So if that wasn't clear, hopefully when we code this up, that should become a little bit more clear. Let's go ahead and step through it. So what we're going to do, let's code up our base case first. What is our base case? We didn't really clarify that. Well, as you notice, we're working our way through this string. Well, we're basically processing the string one character at a time. Eventually, we're going to get all the way to the end of the string, and the first character is not going to be there, so the string is going to be empty. So once we've processed the entire string, the string is input for the recursive call will be an empty string, and that will be our base case. So we'll basically check, is the input string that we've passed into this call, is this equal to the empty string? And if so, then we're just going to return 0 because there's no consonants in an empty string. Otherwise, we're going to check whether or not the first character of the string that we're given is a consonant. So we'll do the following thing. If the input string, if the first character of the input string, dot lower, let's say, not in vowels, so it's a consonant, and of course the first character of the input string is alphabetic, so it's not a space or anything like that, then we'll return 1 plus a recursive call. So we're doing 1 plus because we've encountered a vowel. We have something that actually is, we've encountered a consonant, and we're returning 1 plus the recursive call to keep track of that count. So we're going to say recursive count consonants of the input string from 1 to the end of the string. So we've chopped off that initial character, and we're only processing on this recursive call everything from the second character in this case all the way to the end of the string. And what if the consonant case isn't? What if this if condition fails? Well, then it's not a consonant, and otherwise we'll just keep continuing. It will just return the recursive call without adding 1 to that. So we'll just say input string of 1 to the end of the string. So to make sure that this works, let's go ahead and print out the iterative count consonants of the input string 1. We'll do this as well for input string 2. And then we'll also print out the recursive consonant count for input string 1 and then also for 2. So hopefully we should see the same answers for both of these. Let's see, so I think that is okay. I guess I'm missing a parenthesis here. Let's see, so I'm missing a parenthesis there as well. And let's see, there should be an extra space. Let's see, so I think I should call this not vowel because this is a list of essentially a string of all the vowels. So let's call it vowels. And that should do it. So let's go ahead and run this. We'll say Python count consonants.py. And we have, let's see, so we have an issue here. Looks like I spelled is alpha incorrectly. That would be here. So let's try that one more time. Okay, there we go. So what we have is we have the iterative call, the iterative call, and the recursive call, and the recursive call, and we see 3 and 3 and 11 and 11. So at least these two implementations did pick up on the same number of consonants as we would expect, because it's solving the same problem just using a different strategy. So I hope this was helpful for getting a bit of a semblance as to what recursion is all about. Maybe you're preparing for an interview, or maybe you're just trying to understand this whole recursive stuff a little bit better in a class setting or just for yourself. And if that's the case, then that's good. And I hope this video was useful to you. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or anything of the like, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below. Thanks again for all the support and subscriptions, and I will see you next time. Thanks again. Bye-bye.